Hey, it's photographer story time. Here's a story from a recent wedding that I did at JM Cellars in the last year. So this was actually a wedding celebration because the couple had already been married. They eloped to Joshua Tree National Park. And it was one of those like pandemic kind of things where their family couldn't be there and they wanted to have a big celebration with their family. Enter me. So we're hanging out at JM Cellars and we're shooting their photos, and they're telling me about how their photographer the first time around like didn't really give them a bunch of direction, and how it was super awkward for them, and how they didn't really like their photos. And I am just dying hearing this because I'm like, these people are gorgeous. I mean, they're super nice and sweet and wonderful and so smart and cool to talk to, but they look like flippin' models. And we're in JM Cellars, which is beautiful, but it's kind of mundane to me because I've shot there a bunch of times. And I'm thinking, I want to take these two to Joshua Tree National Park. What a missed opportunity. And all I could think was, oh my gosh, I got to live up to the expectations of their first shoot. But then, like, our appointment rolls around where we're reviewing their photos, and they tell me they like my photos better than their original wedding, which is a huge compliment. But I'm like racking my brain, like, how could have I done a better job than one of the coolest spots in the North American continent? And it comes down to the way they felt about their photos. And I think this is a really good illustration of what a photographer who knows how to direct can really do to help with your experience. So I love directing. I love helping you really feel comfortable in front of the camera, because I understand that while you may look like a model like these two did, you may not necessarily know how to act like a model in front of the camera. And so you need a little bit of help to know where to place the hands and how to like interact with one another, and not like be in your own head during the photo session and like freak out about all of those things that might stress you out about a photo. So I do a lot of directing. I love to tell people like what to do, where to walk, how to do it, give them directions about every little minute detail. And I basically don't shut up. And I do that to help you so that you can focus on being in the moment, following the directions, and being with one another. I don't really ever have my couples look into the camera. Like, I do a little bit because I know that grandma's gonna want that photo, but I try to make sure that the photos are about the connection and the relationship, and that there's all sorts of feeling, that the way you're touching one another indicates the relationship is deep and personal, and that there's intimacy there, and that you have a bond and a love for one another that's really lasting. And I'm thinking about all of that while I'm also doing the lighting and the posing and all of that stuff at the same time. And that's what I try to offer my clients, is that fantastic experience, because I know that when you look at the photos, you are going to feel what you felt when we shot it. So if you felt awkward, like this lovely couple might have done when they were hanging out at the Joshua Tree National Park, you're going to feel awkward when you look at those photos again. But if you felt amazing, like you were having so much fun hanging out with me, we were laughing, we're having a good time, all of that stuff, you're going to look at those photos again and you're going to feel all of those emotions again. So 80% of my job is taking good photos. 20% of it is making sure that you have a crazy, fantastic experience. And don't worry, I'm 100% there for you every step of the way. So I hope you enjoyed this photographer story. And if you're planning a wedding for 2024 or 2025, you're considering IJ Photo.